Okay, Jeannie. Jeannie, are you around? Maybe. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever we are. Welcome to OPassion, Singapore, Malaysia, Global. And we kind of come to know of ONPASSIVE in November 2020. And then under the mentorship of Dr. Bill Williams, we started our first webinar on the 30th of September 2021. Ginny, we kind of lost you, so I have started. And we meet every Thursday. The mission of OPassion is to ignite passion for humanity, the nurturing of the mindset and leadership for passion and obless. And of course, in the longer run, we hope to have passion groups to do as much good work as possible. We believe ONPASSIVE is a divine movement of God, and we thank Mr. Ash Mufara for answering God's call to run this humanitarian movement to make the world a better place. So tonight we have our dear host and speaker, Jeffrey Morlock, our brother Jeffrey Morlock, who is going to going to give us a treat on a wide range, comprehensive understanding of ONPASSIVE and the internet. But before we let him take the platform, Kumaran, are you around? I'm going to play your avatar, your intro video, and hope it's going to just that. Okay, switch on your volume if you want to hear this. If you are hearing it, good. If not, please shout, Faith, if you can hear it. Okay. Okay. Well, as the video started off today, and today is the actual day of our dear, one of our host member, Jeannie Tan's birthday. We wish you on OPassion, on Passive, wish you excellent health, all your heart's desire be fulfilled, and then for the wealth transfer that is coming, may you really uh, enjoy your golden years and everything that you want to do be manifested. Thank you. Even on your actual birthday, you spend the evening with us. Thank you. Thank you. And tonight, we have a treat from our brother, Jeffrey Morlock. And his passion, as usual, I will read. He says, my belief, this is what he says, my belief in the rightness and solidity of this new tech leader is motivating, strong, and yielding. Totally devoted to ONPASSIVE. Tonight, yes, a treat. He's going to cover a range as comprehensive as possible to let us understand what ONPASSIVE is to us and the world that we are in with ONPASSIVE. Covering, as what he told me, internet evolution from infancy to domination, becoming OnPassive becoming a world leader in digital products, and how OnPassive is leading digital dominance in with its business model and more. And he's going to try to cover it as much as possible, as comprehensive as possible. And Jeffrey, you can take as long as you want, even longer than half an hour, because it is really worth listening to what the story that you're going to tell us, to empower us to know how to appreciate what Mr. Ash Mufara is doing for us. All yours, Brother Jeffrey.
Wow. I appreciate that. Thank you so very, very much, Mabel. And thank you, everybody that has shown up just to have a ball with us and to engage in some, just some plain speak and some good conversation about what is happening in the world, what is happening with AI and technology, information technology in particular, where we're going, what the internet's doing, what it's all about, where it came from, where we're headed. I mean, we're going to hit a whole lot of things today, because I am fully believing that we are at the right place at the right time. And I want to start by thanking you, Mabel, for allowing me to talk very candidly on your platform. I want to thank the folks that are here, not only the ones that have brought this platform to us and made it available, but the ones here that are supporting it, and the ones that are here to support the speakers and the hosting of it, and those that really just want to learn more and to do more. I also want to, again, wish Jeannie a very happy birthday. Many blessings to you today, your day, and I hope that your entire week becomes an ONPASSIVE-filled, glorious week for you as you also move into your future. Now, today, we're talking about what I think is probably the most transformative technology of our time. Obviously, we're talking about the internet. It had some humble beginnings back in the day as a tool for communication between governments and academia, universities. And it's become, from that, it went to the vast network now that's connecting billions of people and even more devices. The internet has revolutionized the way that we live, the way that we work, and the way that we act and interact with ourselves in the online space and with others. So the question is like, wow, really, where did it come from? Well, back in the mid 20th century, 1960s, and before, actually, with the invention of the telegraph and the telephone. Most of us don't remember the telegraph. A lot of us know about the telephone. Remember the old dial-y rotary telephone, radios and computers. Those devices set the stage for what turned into an integration of worldwide broadcasting capability. It was phenomenal the way that it all came together. And once it came together, we called it the internet, which is short for another term. Its purpose was to serve as a tool of collaboration for interaction between people and their computers, no matter where they were on the planet. So that's really how it got started. But there were relatively, it's a short history that has 4 distinct aspects to it. The first is technological evolution, and then there's the operation and management of the internet, its social aspects, and then obviously its commercialization, which we're all part of through ONPASSIVE now. And these have actually provided to us a readily available information infrastructure. And the initial prototype, the initial model of this internet was, back in the 60s when it first came out, was called the National or Global Information Infrastructure. Some folks even called it the Galactic Information Infrastructure, which I think is a little overreaching, but we're having fun with it. But it all started with the early research in what is called packet switching. And for the techs that are on here, you know what that is. It's a method of sending data in small packets. And that's kind of what all the software and stuff and the big the hubbub was about in the 60s. We had visionaries like Vint Cerf and Bob Kahn that pioneered the concept of a global interconnected network. And that's where we got our name. Interconnected, we took internet. Network, we took net, put internet together, and that's how we came up with. And it began with a net that was already done. It was called ARPANET, and that stands for the Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. Now, ARPANET was the first wide area network called a WAN. You've probably heard of a WAN, or more specifically, you've heard of a LAN, which is a local area network. But the ARPANET was the first wide area network. It was one of the very first computer networks to implement internet and transmission control protocols that we probably know better as IP and TCP, so that the devices could work together, they could communicate and exchange data. That was the entire purpose of that net. Now, ARPANET initially had 4 locations. It was situated in the University of California at Los Angeles, the University of California in Santa Barbara, the Stanford Research Institute, which is in California, Menlo Park, I believe, and the University of Utah. Those 4 places were connected via a net, and that was the first representation of the internet. Ever since then, we've had governments and industry and obviously academia, universities and such, teaching institutions that have been working to evolve and deploy internet technology. So not only was ARPANET a forerunner to the internet, it was actually the internet's backbone during development. Now, I'm going to point out that even though we use the terms internet and World Wide Web interchangeably, they're not really the same thing. The internet is a global network of interconnected computers and servers that communicate with each other using standardized protocols like the TCP and the IP that we mentioned, right? To change, exchange, and collect data and information and communications between devices. That's the big thing. It's connected between devices. The World Wide Web, on the other hand, is a system of interlinked hypertext documents that are accessed via the internet. The World Wide Web uses a different protocol. We know it as Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which we see on our URLs as HTTP, right? And we use that to transmit data and display web pages in a browser. Now, the World Wide Web is primarily used for sharing and accessing information in the form of web pages, websites, and other online applications. So to really boil this down, the internet is the infrastructure that connects devices and enables communication. The World Wide Web is a service that uses the internet to share and access information with web pages and websites. So though the internet has been around since the late 60s, the World Wide Web, as we know it and as it was just explained, was actually invented by a British computer scientist. His name was Tim Berners-Lee. That was in 1989. This made it easy for people to access and share information using web browsers. Now, the very first web browser was also created by Mr. Lee. It was actually named World Wide Web. Imagine that. And my puppy's going crazy over here. Later on, the World Wide Web was renamed Nexus. Some of us may remember that. And it was a simple browser that could display images, HTML documents, and other media on the World Wide Web. It was created in 1990 by Tim Berners-Lee while he was working at CERN. And you may know what CERN is because there's been a lot of hubbub about CERN and what they're doing. But that's the European Organization for Nuclear Research, right? Now, there was a web browser called Mosaic. Mosaic was developed at the University of Illinois at Urbana. This is in 1992. Programmer Mark Anderson, he released that in 1993. Now, this is important because it was the first browser that actually had a graphical user interface called a GUI. And it could also display text and images on a single page. So that was a big breakthrough. Now, following these things, as we might expect, we had the first website launched, and it was hosted on what's called an NEXT computer. That was at CERN, and that computer system, the NEXT computer system, was actually considered a very high-end workstation computer that was developed and marketed by the company NEXT, and that was between 88 and 1990. Following that, we started seeing online communities pop up and forums pop up like Usenet and bulletin board systems. And as evolution reached a little further, it put tech leaders at the forefront. Just like today, ONPASSIVE is a tech leader at the forefront of what's going on. Back then, in the 90s, the tech leaders jumped to the forefront of the development, and the first internet models were what we called portal sites. And they were just general sites like Yahoo and other ones. They had a red square, and that was kind of the hallmark of a portal. And most of the portal sites had those. Now, Yahoo, which we're all familiar with, was the first site to have a directory that was manually curated, meaning that it just everything on it was something that had been carefully chosen or selected by a person rather than a computer program. And it was also the first site, Yahoo was, to include news, sports, and finance. So now we've gone from just a text-based application to sports, finance, news, and such. We also had Lycos jump up to the forefront. Lycos was one of the first search and navigation sites designed rather to help people find information easily. It was created in 1994 by a guy named Michael Molden. He developed that at Carnegie Mellon University. And it's important because it was the first one of its kind to incorporate relevance retrieval, prefix matching rather, and word proximity. And I think all these things led us into keywords. So it was the first one, very basically, to use keywords. And it also operated one of the web's earliest web crawlers or crawler-based search engines. So you can see the evolution is just kind of crawling up, but no pun intended, to where we are. We also had Netscape, excuse me, jump up about the same time, as Yahoo and Lycos and other ones. And it's considered a pioneer because it produced the first widely popular internet application that we all knew as Netscape Navigator. Again, this was in 1994. And that browser was an absolutely huge success because it had, for the first time, point and click interfaces, and it had some really, really cool security. Netscape, you see, had also pioneered what's called the SSL protocol, which is the secure socket layer protocol. The techs have talked about this. And because of that, they had some unprecedented security put into their application. Now, this is about the time that we came into a shift. The term Web 2.0 first came into use in 1999 because the internet kind of pivoted toward a system that actively engaged the user. So instead of just being something to bring a file to you so you could look at it, now it's starting to actually engage with the user, and users were encouraged to provide content rather than just surfing or viewing data or files. Web 2.0 does not refer to any specific technical upgrades to the internet. It simply says, hey, there's a shift underway in the way that we're using the internet in the 21st century, and it's reflecting higher levels of information and sharing and interconnectedness, that sort of thing. Now, there was a site that popped up. It was called Archie. Archie was the very first internet search engine. It was released in 1990. It actually indexed the FTP archives, which means that it allowed users to search for specific files instead of just carte blanche, right? The search engine's landing page was really simple. There was only a few search parameters, and when users logged on, they saw a text-based page because that page and Archie did not recognize what we use today, natural language requests, or it couldn't index the content inside a file either. Instead, users had to download the file to see if those were the ones they were looking for. So we still had some work to go. After that, we had Alta Vista popped up, and it was the first searchable full text database on the World Wide Web. And it had, again, a real simple interface, but it was popular because it had this vast index, this huge index. It had really fast search results, and it had some really unique and powerful search capabilities for that time. Now, it was also known as the first search engine that could actually launch image, audio, and video. So now we're not just whatever the word is. We can do more than just documents and files. Now we're doing audios. Now we're doing videos as well as images, GIFs and that sort of thing. As of 1998, that particular platform used 20 multi-processing machines. They actually used 64-bit alpha processors, and the back-end machines had 130 gig of RAM, 500 gig of hard disk drive, and they received about 13 million queries a day through it. Now, in 2003, that entire system was purchased by Yahoo, and that kind of led the way for Yahoo to become the search engine. But before that, the Google search engine That was created by students at Stanford University, and it was launched first on that private network, the Stanford University Network, back in August of 1996. Oddly enough, for you folks that love trivia, that search engine back then was initially called Backrub because of the way that it used the web's backlinks. I guess they thought that was kind of funny, but that's history, right? And also, for those interested in a little trivia, the word Google is actually a very creative way of spelling another word, a mathematics term, Google, which is Googol. And that just is a number. It's the number one. It's followed by 100 zeros. So that's a pretty big number. But Google, the company, was actually founded in 1998. And before Google, the biggest search engine was Yahoo as a result of capturing that other one and building up on it. And Yahoo, which was founded in 1994, was based on a directory of websites. So it did a lot of searches otherwise. There were other popular search engines before Google. Obviously, Alta Vista, Excite, Lycos that we talked about, InfoSeek, and a lot of other ones. Now, about this time, social media platforms started transforming the way that we connect and share all sorts of information, like Facebook. Founded in 2004, it was originally called thefacebook.com, right? It was also originally intended to be a directory of information for college students. We had Twitter pop up in March, I believe, of 2006. It was originally created as a platform for SMS-based communication, right? Text. And it was established as a platform for users to send text messages that had a character limit or a max limit of 140 characters. We also saw LinkedIn, very popular. It popped up officially in 2003. It's a business and an employment-focused social media platform. It works through websites and mobile apps, through our PCs and computers. While all this was happening, we had the other side, which is less social and more commercial coming in with e-commerce revolution. It was being led by companies like Amazon, which was founded in 1994. It was originally named Cadabra, maybe because they thought it was magic. I don't know, but it turned out to be a good thing. And it started as an online marketplace for books. We also had eBay, another big pioneer, another leader in e-commerce. It was launched in 1995. It was one of the first companies to actually create and market an internet website, right? And it matched buyers and sellers to goods and services. So you can see how this whole internet ball of wax is really forming and coming up to where we are today. And these companies and other companies like them changed the way that we shopped and did business and still do business online. And each and every day that goes by, we add to that history as we develop the future of the internet, as we're a part of that. And we have some trends that are currently at the top of the heap, so to speak, right? We've got the artificial intelligence and machine learning that is driving advancements in areas like natural program languaging, processing, and predictive analytics. We've got the Internet of Things that's connecting devices and homes, cities, even whole cities, right, at an incredible rate. And these connections are creating new opportunities for automations, efficiencies, and they help mankind in a way to escape some of the mundane tasks that we do every day. We've got blockchain technology, another huge one coming up. It's decentralized networks are actually redefining security and privacy and trust online through smart contracts and all sorts of other things. Of course, there are things needed if a company is expecting to dominate the internet of the future. And as we go through these, try to keep in mind that ONPASSIVE is active in every one of these. And some of the things that we need to do to make sure that we're going to be able to go into a kind of a domination mode of the internet of the future, first and foremost, obviously, is invest in AI and machine learning research and development. We also need to develop the innovative IoT solutions that we're seeing and integrate those solutions with existing infrastructure. Obviously, again, we need to embrace the blockchain, the distributed ledger technologies. That's going to be giving us secure, transparent transactions. We need to foster a culture of data-driven decision-making and user-centric design. That's important, the human-centric aspects of what we're trying to do. And probably last but not least, we need to stay very agile. We need to stay cognizant, if you will, so that we recognize and can adapt to the emerging trends and the regulations and the things that we see coming up in the internet. I mean, the bottom line is that the internet has really come a long way since its first inception, and its future is more exciting than ever. There's just so much going on, and we're heading into the future at breakneck speed. Companies that prioritize innovation, collaboration, user experience, these are all going to be companies to be poised that in a position for dominating the internet landscape, of tomorrow and beyond. And as we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible online, we've also got to ensure at the same time that we keep the internet safe, that it remains a force for good, accessible, and beneficial to all. So I guess the next question would really be, what does it take for a company to become a world leader in the digital arena or with digital products? Well, there's got to be several key elements in place for any company to do it. Firstly, to be a digital leader, or actually any leader of any kind, we need to know exactly where we want to go, how to get there, and then stay on point. This means basically that we need a very strong vision. To that end, concerning a strong vision, I mean, how many listening here have actually ever seen the ONPASSIVE vision statement? I'm wondering how many have read it and really thought about what it says. I'm not going to put the whole quote here, right? The whole thing now. I would recommend for anybody listening to this that wants to, either now or later, if you want to see what it is, just do a Google search on it. You're going to end up at onpassive.com in a section that'll show you the statement, and it'll also help you develop a statement for your own business if you want. Now, ours was actually written 4 years ago, and it has the last line, and part of that last line says, while sustaining the benefits of a global stimulus plan. Now, every time I read that, it just amazes me, right? Now, a stimulus plan, regardless of its scope, is meant to boost economic growth, create jobs, and improve living standards. And a company that provides benefits like that, like a stimulus plan, is one that offers a rather wide range of appropriate programs, policies, tools, and resources that enable a growth or a profound impact on the well-being and prosperity of employees, customers, and the wider community, and in ONPASSIVE's case, society at a global level. That's what we want, right? We want to lift humanity. And a company with benefits like that will prioritize initiatives that promote financial stability, skill development, personal and professional success, and in general, it'll support the opportunity to achieve overall improvement of our life quality. ONPASSIVE does this through generous employee benefits, community support, other investment programs, strategic partnerships, and by ensuring sustainable practices that all contribute to improved business practices, a healthier society, and it all works toward environmental well-being and recovery, which is something we need at a planetary scale. Now, ONPASSIVE is a conscious business focused on doing what's right for the planet and its many populations, especially humanity. Now, the second thing a company's got to do or got to have is clear understanding of the digital and e-commerce market and its customers' needs. These are essential. This means that not only do we need to be in the curve, if you will, of high performance, but we have to power through that curve in terms of realizing the up-to-minute trends, the tracking of technological advancements, being able to identify opportunities for innovation, and using all of these things to fortify our company's digital infrastructure. Now, concerning the understanding of the market and customer needs, if we considered only what ONPASSIVE's offered in the digital product lineup, we could probably check that box off, because our lineup is quite literally an abbreviated internet of sorts. It's got products for online business and presence that are carefully crafted with the user in mind. And it's got anything that you might need for that presence. Still, the integrated and completely automated characteristics of our digital ecosystem, the state-of-the-art IT hub in India, the R&D that's coming out of our innovation labs, our data center and its interconnectedness intercontinentally, all of its branding and all of the goodwill that's coming out of Dubai, all this is a clear testimony that we know the market and we know the company and the customer. And I think that it's pretty fair to say that we're on the way to checking off that digital dominance box too. Now, thirdly, it's critical for a company to have a commitment to excellence in design and user experience. Now, this means that we need to be investing in top talent and fostering a culture of creativity as well as experimentation and development. I think you'd probably agree, ONPASSIVE's got that in spades. We've all heard at some point how ONPASSIVE is brought on top level and high-powered developers and engineers, PhD level brainiacs into every department of our company. How we even recently onboarded an entire AI team. So we've got that covered. Now, we also need to focus on agility and speed for our quality development. That's necessary too for staying competitive. And I think with ONPASSIVE's talent, its drive, and certainly its vision, that we're well positioned to stay ahead of the market, and we will be dominantly competitive inside it. Now, the fourth thing that a company is going to have would be probably a very robust and scalable technology infrastructure. This includes leveraging things like cloud computing, big data analytics, and certainly AI to drive automation, efficiency, insights, and even more AI-powered tools that are going to enhance customer service capability and engage with customers in real time, kind of at a personal level. Of course, ONPASSIVE started doing all this by running its own AI about 4 years ago, and it created the tech that it needed to move forward because the tech wasn't out there. So we had to create our own for what we wanted to do specifically. And every product in the digital ecosystem is automated and it is integrated with our own AI. And it not only enables incredible automation and analytics, it's also used in some of our tools, services like chatbots, our virtual assistants that make them emotionally intelligent through machine learning, so they can actually learn to recognize user characteristics, their moods, and even our intentions as we're working on the computer and working with the websites. Now, when we talk about scalable infrastructure, I'd probably be a little delinquent if I didn't mention our data center again, that is connected intercontinentally. It's hosting our web conferencing software, OConnect. And I would imagine it's hosting probably a little more than that. I mean, there's a lot of peripherals that go with that. We're expecting 3 more data centers relatively soon, with many more as we develop. And this speaks directly to scalability of products and services as well as our digital infrastructure. And prioritizing security and privacy is essential for that kind of infrastructure and those types of products as well. And we're addressing these too with things like our single sign-on, our very robust virtual private network capability, the VPN, and a lot more. And I would imagine that we're going to start using blockchain at some point to beef up that security and that privacy even more. Now, the fifth thing that we need to make sure that we're able to compete in a dominating way for internet is effective collaboration and communication across teams, partners, stakeholders, members, right? This is vital. This involves engaging heart to create a culture of caring, transparency, learning, and feedback, working with people and understanding, right? Doing this makes us all a part of the process. And when I thought about that, man alive, human-centered design. I mean, that came to the forefront a couple of years ago, and that immediately came to my mind. As a conscious business, ONPASSIVE uses human-centered design, HCD, as a way for business to focus on user needs, behaviors, and experiences. And you probably can agree that ONPASSIVE is doing this in spades as well. And this means that empathy, creativity, and the needs of the business are actually at the core of product development and customer service. And we can see this firsthand in the processes of a development, testing, feedback, implementation, stabilizing, and then scaling. And we've seen this through the things that we've gone through in the last 3 years. We've seen it too in what ONPASSIVE's been doing with the high-powered strategic partnerships that we've developed over the last couple of years. And all of these things testify to our commitment to collaboration and communication. That is very, very important to us and the business. Now, lastly, there's also got to be a willingness to take calculated risks. Along with that, right, we need to be able to embrace any failure as a learning opportunity, and that's necessary as well. World leaders in digital products are not afraid to disrupt the status quo and change or even challenge conventional thinking. As a matter of fact, it's probably a goal. And our activity concerning these things has been no secret for the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, look at the challenges that we've gone through in the last 2 years alone regarding growth, development, and the evolution and execution of our own vision for ONPASSIVE. I mean, we've been tested every step of the way, from coding our own software and creating what we couldn't get, to lowering costs of superior products and sharing the profit, from eliminating MLM mentality and weeding out unethical players, to trying to work with regulators and get a fair shake at establishing a payment processing system. I think it's fair to say that we thought we knew what to expect, but in truth, we really didn't know how bad or how corrupt things really were at some very high levels. So yeah, I mean, we've taken our lumps, and at every step of the way, we've learned from our experiences, especially those that have resulted in failures or disappointments. But we don't quit. We're not quitting, and we're using these lessons, right, mixed with a little heart to make them easier to digest, and we're adopting new strategies, and those strategies are pushing us forward into what I call sustainable victory. That's ONPASSIVE. And we know that becoming a world leader in digital products requires a combination of vision, design excellence, technological prowess, collaboration, and a willingness to embark on risk taking, right? And companies that embody these qualities are going to be the ones best positioned to thrive in today's fast-paced digital landscape. Again, that's ONPASSIVE. That's our ONPASSIVE. So let's go through some of the core elements of the business model of ONPASSIVE and kind of see if we can outline how each of these contributes to the journey that we have into digital domination and what we hope to be will be the ownership of the internet, right? Now, the first thing any company's got to have is at least one real product or service. Products, got to have them, which is to say it's got to be a real product. It's got to be real and usable. And there has to be a need for it, and it has to be affordable, right? We need to understand what the niche for the product is, how it ties to customer need and experience, and what message we're sending by the sale of that product. Now, turning that toward ONPASSIVE, we've got a digital ecosystem with dozens of products, such that anybody that does anything online is going to have a reason to come to us. Furthermore, our IT hubs and innovation labs are going to continually provide new products and technologies that will support the ONPASSIVE ecosystem and the full range of physical products that is coming out with, as well as the digital ones. The products that we have are real, the people are real, the business is real, and the message is simple. If you do anything on the internet, we got something for you. The second thing that's got to happen in a company is leadership. Leadership is going to reflect the quality of its executives as well as the quality of the business. Leadership speaks to the integrity and the transparency that concerns whether or not the company is run by real people doing real work and what their reputations are individually or collectively. Real leadership has to have the wherewithal to develop, package, and deliver its products conscientiously. It must behave with authenticity and transparency. It's got to operate with proven experience, speak well of the business and the work being done, and it must be kind and caring. ONPASSIVE's employees, owners, and members, hundreds of staff, credentialed engineers, developers, techs, consultants, contractors, right? Including all of the company executives, they all live, work, and breathe that leadership style that we've just described. Carefully vetted, our employees have come from the best of the best, and they reflect that leadership in all their specific types of activity. So we're in good shape there. Another thing we've got to have that is part of a business model is the math. Now, the math has got to work. Mr. Mufar has talked about this. And when we talk about math, we're actually talking mostly about product cost and profitability as it relates to pay structure and commissions or compensation. Financials, right? I mean, they're a key structure in our business. They're vital to our success. So the math has simply got to work, which means it's also got to be fair. It's got to be rewarding. And regarding the financials for payroll or product development, R&D, branding and marketing, ONPASSIVE is golden. They have got that in spades, and they've got it going on. And yeah, we've had some challenges with implementing an adequate payment processing system for member compensation, but progress is being made, and I'm sure that we can expect that too. For now, there are three subcategories, though, that we want to look at when we're talking about the math that undergirds that financial structure I'm talking about. The first thing that we're all going to be very pleased with is residual income. Companies got to have residual income, and that's money that continues to flow after an initial investment of time and resources has been done, right? Examples of residual income are income from royalties, rentals, interest, dividends, and in the case of ONPASSIVE, membership, right? Commissions. That commissions are going to be residual. This means the value is being automated so that we're paid for it over and over and over, residually. In other words, the work gets automatically done and we get automatically paid. I love it, over and over again. So the financial model has got to employ residual methods of income. It's just better for everybody. It's better for the business. Another element of that finance is unlimitedness. We've talked about things being unlimited, right? There should be no cap of any kind on how much we can earn through the commission structure and through the pay structure within ONPASSIVE. When production is unlimited, earnings should be unlimited. Residual income has to be scalable and unlimited, and it falls under what I call the fair and rewarding requirement that we talked about. Besides that, having that unlimited and having more for each, it fully supports whatever that we want to do, whatever our passions are, and what we can do for others as well. So it's a win-win all the way around. Now, the third thing is our market cap. The number of customers using our product or any product for a company has got to be able to sustain the promised or at least the expected payouts. Simply put, we need to make sure that there are enough products and services, enough solutions to guarantee enough product users to provide the earnings that we want. Now, if you turn that spotlight on passive, we've made a way to have multiple streams of income available that are going to provide perpetually growing residual income without imposed limits. And these are based on subscriptions, from digital products. Now, the amount earned from subscriptions for those products is generous. We've heard what it is. We know what it is. We know the percentages, and it's residual. And we've got right now, a half dozen products that are ready to go. 2 or 3 more dozen that'll be strategically rolled out in the months and in the year or two ahead. And we've got the promise that we're never going to stop making more products or improving the products that we have. So we're always going to have enough products. And since the entire global population of internet users is our market cap, we'll always have enough customers to get these products. We're just waiting for a system right now that's going to be able to handle the payments, and that'll be here soon enough. Now, the fourth thing that we need, any business needs actually, is a solid corporate structure. Now, for the most part, corporate structure is talking about the funding, and a company's funding has got to be able to support a debt-free model with sufficient operating capital for its sustainability and development, its growth, right? Funding is part of a company's corporate identity. So it's got to be well budgeted. It's got to be properly licensed and registered for the long term. You don't buy your website name for 1 year, you buy it for 20. Ideally, it would be best if a company is financially independent, meaning that, and that tells you, it knows how to handle money. And so it's not going to be borrowing money from anybody, and we don't have to worry about that company undergoing a restructuring or any hostile takeovers or anything like that. Now, again, turning to ONPASSIVE is debt-free. All of its digital products were written from scratch, so the company owns them. Sustainability for the company, right, for its corporate structure, is provided by data centers and R&D from the various labs, the line of physical products coming out, strategic partnerships, not to mention, the income from the ONPASSIVE ecosystem and all of the digital products, which is a mainstay. But that's the cap on the pyramid, so to speak, the iceberg. Now, another thing that we've got to have in a company is support. When challenges crop up, no matter what the relationship we have with the company is, we need to get answers from a real service with real people. Doesn't matter how. Email, text, web, phone, fax, whatever. We just need to know, hey, you're there and you're helping us and you're giving us answers, because it's our right as customers or members or employees or even owners to get proper support for issues that are regarding the business that we're partnering with, that we're helping to build, right? We need real people to reach out for communication of issues. Make sure that, our support people, that they're not rude. They don't give us grief. They don't act like we're wasting their time. We have to have support, good support. The better the support, the better the business. ONPASSIVE knows this. Our support techs have proven to be professional, certainly resilient in the face of incredible hardships that have been brought upon them and on us by such a rapid growth and development that we've experienced in ONPASSIVE. Our support teams interact with hundreds of cultures in dozens of languages, and they are proving to be awesome at it, and they will only get better as time goes on. Now, another thing that we've got to have, and you'd certainly recommend the best of it in ONPASSIVE, is technology. And by technology, it's kind of a caveat, meaning automation and doing things digitally, because a company is only as good as its technology. So the company needs the newest, most innovative technology that's relevant to its business, meaning it doesn't need all the technology in the world. It just needs what's relevant for its business. That's why we're not going out and doing all sorts of weird other stuff. We're not making games yet. But it should go without saying that its tech can't be the same old worn out copycat stuff from the last generation, right? It's got to help the company produce sustainable, reliable solutions for customers, as well as customizable. Customization and personalization are two buzzwords in AI and moving forward into Industry 5.0. And we've got to have it here too. And this technology has also got to produce scalable tools that are needed for anybody's business. So automated technology is key, and it should serve us accordingly. ONPASSIVE, it's created its own technology. It's written its own product coding from the ground up. And as such, everything has been created to seamlessly work together, including the artificial intelligence that uses it for integration and for the completion of its automation for all of our platforms and the integration and the automation of each of the products. It's all fresh, cutting edge, sustainable, scalable, and it's going to power us for generations by the R&D and the technology improvements that are provided through the innovation labs that we have. So again, we are in very, very good shape, and we are on the road to internet and digital domination. Any company has also got to have reach. You've got to have long arms and tentacles if you're going to work in the world. And any business hoping to lead the world in digital aspirations has got to have a global reach, right? It's got to reflect an unlimited demographic, and it's got to service its entire market. The point being, along with the bigger populations and larger margins, we do not need to be limited by geography, because that'll stifle us. A global reach means that we don't have any geographic limits for entering markets or sectors. And we're going to be, and we are already in every sector. Global reach without restrictions or limits means that we can reach groups, populations, entire countries even. It also provides unlimited potential for unity and humanitarian bonding without discrimination. Again, that's all key and part and parcel with ONPASSIVE. We have global reach through offices on multiple continents in major economic centers around the world, like Egypt and Singapore, India, and others. Additionally, ONPASSIVE has got 2 floors in the Burj Khalifa. It regularly deploys branding activity from that building and from the streets in Dubai, as well as owning the naming rights of ONPASSIVE Station, which is a rapid transit station on the Red Line in the Dubai Metro in Dubai, the UAE, right? We also have some 1.4 million active charter member accounts from members located in more than 210 countries. I think it's fairly safe, not to mention accurate, that we've got a global reach. Another thing we've got to have as a business, any business, legality. It's got to be legal. It has to be registered, and it's got to be licensed appropriately. It has to be legitimate and not prone to getting into trouble. In contemporary terms, a real business can't be a hack, okay? The legitimacy of a company supports its reputation, and that, in the history of any company, is foundational to its sustainability, and it's going to affect its growth and its ability to develop. ONPASSIVE has shown remarkable tenacity in getting every office in every country legal, properly registered, and compliant. We're also adhering to the highest ethical standards. And to ensure this continues, we've got dedicated compliance officer in India, or maybe it's in Dubai, I'm not sure. Our legal team has world-class members that are qualified to operate globally. And additionally, Mr. Mufar has also indicated more than once that ONPASSIVE is working with regulatory and governmental entities whenever possible. Another thing a company's got to have, we talked about, it probably in their products, are solutions. The business has got to provide needed solutions, right? Products that are successful, sustainable, and scalable are always going to provide a solution to an issue, and the solution has got to be based on the feedback from real customers about real needs and experience. ONPASSIVE has solutions for nearly every challenge any internet user would encounter. This is to say, if you do anything online, then you're going to have a reason to join with us. Social media, income, e-commerce, web conferencing, financial management, education, whether attending or creating it, right? Managing staff, customer relations, charitable campaign funding, web hosting, workstation communication, security, VPN, business administration. I mean, the list, it goes on and on and on and on and on. We've got something for everybody. Automated marketing, inventory, you name it. We've got it. All these solutions are going to be higher quality and lower cost than similar products in the market. So we're golden right there. And the last thing a company's got to have is balance. A business has got to be balanced. Can't be all work and no play, right? That makes Jeffrey a very dull boy. So the daily activities and the business in the daily stuff of business should all allow some kind of an element of fun. We've used that, right? The F word, fun. It should also be marked with respect for each other. And in instances where perhaps we may fall a little short with that, then we forgive and we are in turn forgiven, right? Operationally, we should be promoting activities that allow members to like each other. The work environment should be invigorating, enjoyable evening, even to such an extent that people look forward to coming to work, to their daily interactions. They like their job, right? Now, in addition, other than just some of the intangible things like respect and understanding, which is a given, and demonstrated openly by Mr. Mufara, ONPASSIVE celebrates life and work by celebrating its employees' accomplishments, both big and small. It regularly rewards achievements with various awards or rewards, cell phones, laptops, that sort of thing, devices. At one point, I think not too long ago, they were actually giving away some, well-deserved vehicles. ONPASSIVE provides over-the-top benefits for its employees and extends benefits to their entire families. Okay, they continually acknowledge and celebrate birthdays and personal events. They recognize the importance of relation and family and friends. They always support a congenial work environment, and they do it all while also supporting and sustaining high performance and productivity. Everything works together very, very succinctly, very nicely. Our business model demonstrates ONPASSIVE is a conscious business. It's not just about bringing things together. It's about bringing things together in the right way for the right reason. And as a result, empathy and compassion become a key competitive advantage that sets us apart, that sets ONPASSIVE apart in today's fast-paced and very competitive market. Now, what I haven't spoken probably too much about is the philosophy of AI with heart. In what we see as a rapidly evolving field of AI and IT, companies globally around the world are stepping up and recognizing the importance of incorporating empathy and compassion into their business philosophy. We just talked about that as being a competitive edge in the marketplace, right? AI with heart is a little bit of a different animal in a way. AI with heart is an approach that prioritizes human well-being, ethical considerations, and social responsibility alongside technological advancement to enhance the human experience. I mean, face it, right? AI and the IT industries are transforming the world, and companies have got to acknowledge now that ethical and social implications of AI, right? They've got to admit those, and they got to commit to creating solutions that would actually prioritize human well-being, privacy, and even dignity. Now, AI with heart is a call to action for AI and IT businesses to integrate that empathy and compassion into their core operations. Right? It's an approach that prioritizes human well-being, ethical considerations, and social responsibility alongside tech. And man, ONPASSIVE is doing that. It's got it included in everything that it does, and it helps to highlight some of the benefits and the challenges, and even best practices of what I guess would be a harmonious fusion between humanity and technology. We're transforming the world, but the impact isn't just about technological advancement. It's about human experience. And we've got to acknowledge that. So AI with heart is our phrase from our company. It was a phrase that serves as a reminder to our commitment to humanity and to the planet. And again, it's a call to action, compassionate action for each of us to integrate empathy and compassion into our behaviors so that we, along with the company, can all serve the greater good. And that kind of really concludes everything I've got to say. I hope that it was enjoyable for you. I hope that you get something out of it. And if there's something else I can talk about, just let me know because I'm here for the duration.
Wow. We just, mm, it's really a video to be repeated. We need to rewind and listen to it again and again, for all that you have narrated to us. Uh, I think on passive and Mr. Ashmore Farah, as you have so listed, is humanity and technology, compassion in action. You know, I think for all, brothers and sisters here, global family, for all that Brother Jeffrey has said so comprehensively, painstakingly going through the history of technology right up to today, we have to give or appreciate Mr. Ash Mufara, all that he is doing for us. Wow, all that he is doing for us. It's just really appreciation, gratefulness, and what a privilege to be part of this global family, affiliates or founders, etc. You know, whether we totally right away can grasp what Jeffrey is saying, the more, if we don't understand, the more we need to appreciate Mr. Ash Mufara for the vision, for the design, uh, for the technological progress that we're going through, the disruption that OnPassive is going to give to the market for the betterment of humanity and everything. So thank you, and the effective collaboration that Mr. Ash Mufara is linking up. Every time he comes on, he's telling us something. And for collectively, everything that he has told us is only 10% of what he has installed for us. So I think we haven't seen anything yet, really haven't seen anything yet, except to know that the destiny is humanity, is AI with a heart. That's when we have a chance to play back what Jeff has shared with us, we should go through and understand the progress of technology, the progress of internet, and what Mr. Ash Mufara is accomplishing for us. But meanwhile, let's open up for a session of Q&A or even sharing what we have just heard. Yes, John, thank you so much for always, be the first to share. Thank you, John. You, can you unmute?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Mabel. Yes. I had to speak first. I mean, I'm so overwhelmed. I've listened to, well, thank you, Jeffrey. First of all, thank you very much for this presentation. I've heard Jeffrey so many times, more than I can really remember, and I haven't heard, this was a complete overview of the internet, the World Wide Web, ONPASSIVE, what we are, what we hope to be, what we have. I mean, it was everything. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's very, very good information, almost too much to absorb, not technically, but just such a story you just told us, so complete, so well. And like I said, I've heard you so many times, but not exactly with this complete breakdown of everything, this complete overview. Thank you. It was great. That's what I have to say. Thank you.
Yeah. It's actually like what he said, from internet in the 60s to www to now, Jeffrey, to OES, the platform, one-stop shop. Yeah. Anybody else who would like to comment or share? Yes, I see a hand raised. Cynthia? Abel, Cynthia, is it? Would you like to unmute? Let me help you by.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much for everything and for this platform. And what I don't know what to say really to Jeffrey. You are a true blessing for this passive really. Is I think you can hear through my voice that I'm really emotional. Right now. And yes, God bless you, your whole family, and every value that you're providing to all those people here. I've been listening to you for many times, when you got any invitations from any platform, but really you're a true blessing for this ONPASSIVE. And that's why I just want to ask, how can we hear, the recording of these presentations? Because it's something that every morning I'm going to listen till I die, I think. And thank you very much. So really, how can I have the recording of this presentation?
Yes. I will try my best to get it, to get the recording out. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mabel, I'm also looking forward to seeing how it turned out because, when your mind is going and you got all this stuff, and I probably missed some stuff, but I think we got the bulk of it.
When,
Once the
when,
recording comes out, I'm
yeah,
also going to see if I can do my own videos and break this into like 3 parts.
Mm.
So, but yeah, thank you. Thank you.
yeah. You will think that maybe it's not perfect because you missed some of the things, but I'm telling you, I've been on passion very long time, and I listened to you too many times because you have been invited to dream teams, all these platform. But really today, I was really, really captivated, So that's why I'm saying you are very good value to this community, God bless you and God bless all the Singapore community. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can't see your name. Is it Abel, brother, who you just shared? How do
Yeah,
we how do
yeah.
we get in touch with you? Who are you in touch with here?
Maybe Dr. Benny, because I used to talk with
Okay,
her.
Dr. Benny. Okay,
Yeah,
well, okay, then
Benny.
get in touch
I
with
think
Dr.
also
Benny.
in the team of Jeffrey Morlock,
Okay.
for organizations. That's why everywhere that they ask him they invite him, I follow him everywhere because
Okay. Good.
God bless you.
There's one more hand. Victor Abba. Would you like to unmute? Victor, would you like to unmute?
Now
Oh,
you've given me the icon to unmute.
yes.
Where do I start? First of all, thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. But brother Jeffrey, brother Jeffrey, whoa, where are you from? Are you a legal alien? Because what you said came from outer space. I mean, I thank you for taking us through the walk, the evolution of the web and the internet. That was marvelous. Taking us into the present day positions that exist through OnPassive. I tell you what, I was asking myself, is he using the video prompter? Because it was so Where's he getting all this information? It's like, was that all in your head? Good God. What? Are you using what technology? All from your head? Come on, brother. Let me have some of that. Really, really was uplifting, Jeffrey, and I thank you. I thank you for sharing that with us and taking us to a place where even if we didn't realize what ONPASSIVE has done for us, this is a wake up. Everybody should be awake and aware of what the journey that we're on. And if someone came into this business simply because they wanted to make money, well, you just told me the story. You told me how to do it. You told me that if there's one product and I'm making just $1 from that one product, that you're also telling me that there are 50 other products that will come and I can make $1 from each of the 50. Where am I going? I don't have to go anywhere. I just need to stay engaged. Jeffrey, I am forever grateful. And Mabel, pull out the stops. Make sure you get a recording of this video. Break, climb the walls, break down the doors, do whatever you got to do. Because we've got to have this video. And I'm waiting for you, Jeffrey, because I know that you break it down into videos of what do you call it? Session 1, session 2, session 3, and you break it all down and give us bite sizes. So I'm hoping you're going to do that with regards to this. Break it down into bite sizes that we can listen to time and time again and share with people within our reference framework and our own small little individual groups. And Jeffrey, I need to know how to get to your WhatsApp, your personal WhatsApp grouping, because I need to be wherever you are, man. Because I just love everything that you say and the way that you say it. So please tell me how. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, Victor. I appreciate that a lot. As a matter of fact, I think you just made my whole morning. You made me laugh and just made me. I'm feeling the love, folks. I really am, and I'm so grateful that it means something, because I wasn't really sure how this was going to turn out, right? But I do plan on breaking this into videos and doing PowerPoints, and that will be readily available to anybody that wants it. The PowerPoints, anything, everything, just so you can make it your own and use it for whatever you want. But it might take a minute to get them out.
Yes. Victor, yeah. Victor, I'll give you Jeffrey's number privately. And Jeffrey, you used to do PowerPoint, if I'm not wrong, right? You used to do PowerPoint, and do you have all this today's session in PowerPoint before you speak? No,
No,
in points.
no.
In point
I
form?
need to go through what was done today, and then I'll pull that. I'll pull the script from that, and then if you go to YouTube and there's 3 dots, or you open it up, somehow you can get to where it says transcript, and there's one great big. There's no punctuation, but if you pull that all down and you get rid of the timestamps and you go through it and you read it so that you understand it, and you put the punctuation in, and then it becomes a script. Then you can break it into parts. And then I'll take that and I'll go through it line by line and create PowerPoints to match. So, I mean, it's a 15 or 20 minute video doing PowerPoints that's comprehensive will probably take me about 10 hours to do. So it might take me a minute to do this, but I use this as the jumping off point for making these videos. I'll get the first one out today. I think the first one was probably 10 or 15 minutes or less. So I'll do the first one today, and I'll get that posted.
Yeah. You're so good at that anyway, in your summaries. Okay, we have one more hand raised. Priyanka.
That's why I call him a legal alien.
Yeah. Priyanka, would you like? Can you? Yeah,
Hey,
you are unmuted.
hello,
Yes.
sister. This is Raj. This is Raj. Yeah, this is
Oh,
Raj.
Raj.
Yeah,
Okay, Raj,
actually, yeah,
please.
I connected from my better half ID. Okay, today. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Very good morning and good evening and good afternoon, my dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, the galaxy of intellectual. What a massive season, tremendous one, completely. He kept Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, sir. What an energy, explosive one. It would have rocked on. Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, sir, you have taken really phenomenal and a great season, outstanding one. Complete 3D outlook of internet from Web point 1.0, 1.0, Web 2.0, Web 3.0, advanced. We are going advanced Web 4.0, Web 5.0. It means, but who will be creating new history of internet, new lightning the phase of internet on passive, undoubtedly on passive. That's a massive thing. That's outclass. I love it, and it told about the complete scenario of how ONPASSIVE is going to dominate the market, will be superpower in the global digital products, and each product is going to empower every section of the world, like education, health, energy sector, complete scenario. That's a bonanza for the world, for this planet. Yes, that's a great thing. A third one, it talk about how ONPASSIVE business model is most conscious one, AI be the genius heart, is unparalleled, unmatchable. That's a beauty. What a rainbow beauty. They are not a single factor, X factor on passive. There are many X factors which is empowering on passive. And today kept really great and outstanding season. That's I had some sir.
Mm,
Today really nailed it. I want to tell 1 minute that yes, why not? We are champion. Our CEO, Mr. Asim Farah, is very promising to empower the world. We all are army, yes, but the decency, the highest level of decency, the work culture, the master global team, and our top class office, AI lab, machine learning lab, innovation lab, and our disruptive in all technology that is superpower. AI, talk about AI, machine learning, deep learning, Internet of Things, even blockchain. Yes, we are getting global payment solution. Endowed with the top class blockchain technology. That's a massive one. Be ready to fire the big bang has started on passive, my dear friends, and undoubtedly on passive is going to blast your account. But the value what on passive is creating, that's a pinnacle of the success you are going to get it. And just feel proud as a founding member, as an early adapter. That's on passive, okay? And today, it was really arresting and electrifying
mm,
session, completely
mm.
outclassed. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Keep rocking and keep smiling all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over to you, sister.
Thank
And
you,
Mabel Chan,
Raj.
after a long time,
Yes.
I am seeing you. Hats up. Incredible anchoring you are doing. Wow, fantastic. And I wish once again, happy birthday, Sister Jeannie Tan. A great
Yes.
sister, Jeannie Tan. She is doing a
Yes.
tremendous work, especially
Yes.
in India. I want to take 30 seconds about her. Especially, I'm very impressed with Jeannie Tan's sister. She is doing a wonderful work to empower Indian downtrodden people, orphanage, to the oblast.
Mm,
Because her one fantastic organizations, okay, the she in a great mission, okay, that's a beauty. Wow, hats off, Jeannie Tan's sister. And today, our chief speaker, Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, sir, great to see your what millions of sparkness, what a great energy. That's a
mm.
beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Raj. Same to you too, for all the energy you're evolving. Yep. Putting on fire. India.
Thank you, Brother Raj.
Thank you, sister.
Anybody else?
Before you
Jeannie?
move on, Mabel,
Yeah.
Brother Abel,
Yeah.
earlier you mentioned you are new with us. I have posted our WhatsApp link in the chat. So if you want to be updated, you know, please click on the link and join our WhatsApp group. Yeah, thank you. And also for the rest of you who are new with us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I will
Yeah.
do it.
Yes, Brother Vidal. Please.
Anyway, Jeffrey Morlock, I'm gonna send you an email today so that you just recognize my name, but I'm telling you that I'm in your organization. Probably you will recognize us if you interact through email already.
Yes. Maybe.
Okay,
Yeah.
Brother Jeffrey,
Yes.
long time no see.
Mhm.
Oh my boy, I tell you. Before I begin, let me take this opportunity to wish Sister Jeannie a happy, healthy, wealthy, prosperous, blessed birthday. And may you live to see many, 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 many more.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, brother.
All right, all right. Jeffrey, I watch you just run the mile and you look like you didn't even break a sweat. You look like you're just ready to go. And I've listened to you time and time again. I've never heard anyone present this whole technology business like you just did, from origination until now. And when we look back and see how where we are now in ONPASSIVE, and when we look and see where when ONPASSIVE started, most of these big tech companies like the IBM and the Microsoft and the Apple and the Amazon and the Google and the Facebook, we let all of those opportunities slid by us, and we never really get involved. And some of these companies start from the dorm rooms, from the basement, from the garage, and now we're starting from the Burj Khalifa.
Mm.
And then we look and you see where we are now in over 200 countries. And we are a part of this grand company. After your presentation, I want to see a raise of hand for all those who didn't believe in ONPASSIVE. I want to see a raise of hand if you want to still leave. Dr. Benny, I see you. I see you. All right. But it's awesome, Jeffrey, that we can talk about technology with a heart. Technology with heart. None of these other companies can ever use that language, because they all about they are driven by greed, and ONPASSIVE is not driven by greed. It's driven by humanitarian needs, on top of giving all of us the opportunity to make money and to take care of our family and our friends and our community and the world. Now, when we look at our involvement in AWS, Amazon and Web Service, Jeffrey, and now we are now in our own multi-regional data center cloud. Can you tell us the value of that, how powerful that is as we move forward?
Yeah. That's something that well, first of all, when we talk about value, when we talk about the value of that, there are different levels or avenues, there's different parameters of value. One of the values that we have is that it's saving us a boatload of money, because we're now not paying millions of dollars for Amazon to host our software and to make it secure and to do all the things that they're doing that cost millions of dollars to do. So that's one value. There's another value in that we now have full control of our own data and our own processes and our own gateways and everything. That is absolutely vital for any company that wants to dominate the internet, and especially in the digital age, to be able to dominate the digital products and everything that goes along with dominating the internet. In that, we can also offer services. So that's another value that's bringing to ONPASSIVE as a income generator. And obviously, by extension, any income that's coming into ONPASSIVE at some point, at some level, will be shared with, at least charter members, if not full membership. So there's a value in that. And there's also a value in that we now control our own networking, and we say what we want to do and where we want to go and how we want to do it. And we're now responsible for our own security and our own safety and our privacy and all of that. So there's tons of value depending on where you want to look at it. But I think a lot of folks, when they say, oh, we've got our own data center now, how does that help us? Primarily, when we look at that, we're saying we now house and host all of our own stuff. So there's nobody controlling us from the outside like they would. We're not relying on anybody. And there's huge, huge value in that. Because when you're beholden to somebody, that means that we're not controlling our own destinies, and we're not being able to do what we want to do and go where we want to, whether that's as fast as we want to or in wide a reach as we want to. We can't do it if somebody else has kind of got their finger on or thumb on us holding a position. Other than that, though, it's saving us tons of money, and it'll allow us another way to earn money, because we can now offer all of the services that are cloud computing and security and all of these things that we now pay AWS for, we can offer to other companies. So yeah, there's a great deal of value and potential in our own data centers and having our own intercontinental network.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Does that answer the question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much so. Very much so. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear. And then when we look back at ONPASSIVE and see the way we are going, compared to the other tech companies, we have a thing they call CATMO. That the average person can become a founder, an affiliate of ONPASSIVE, and just sit back and you have a complete automated service that is going to actually do the work. Now, nobody can ever boast that. None of the other tech companies can ever say that. Mm. And I want to see we have never really
We lost you, Vida. We can't hear you, or you're frozen. Maybe you like to refresh. We'll wait for Vidal to come back, and maybe we can, a couple more who would like to thank Jeffrey or say something, please seek the opportunity before we are closing soon.
I'm sorry, sister, maybe I lost connection.
Good, great. Come back on.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you, Jeffrey, for your powerful presentation. And I don't have to repeat what others have said, but you just open up our eyes a lot more and give us a clear understanding of where we are in this massive company called ONPASSIVE. That our CEO told us a few years ago that it's going to be one of the largest tech company in the world. Not only tech company, but in any sector. And we are a part of it, and how blessed we are to be here. But not only for ourselves, but to lift up humanity and to use our resources to help. And if each of us could understand, and we have to do this mindset that we are We talked about nearly in every forum that I go. I hear the word mindset. Maybe there's a reason why we're still in a holding pattern right now, because we need to develop that mindset and understand what the responsibility that we have now to move forward in ONPASSIVE and to leave no one behind. Leave no one behind. And all the rest of companies, they left us behind. ONPASSIVE is not going to leave anyone behind. And we have 1.4 million soldiers that are boots on the ground already. They're going to help us to realize that from Singapore to India to Jamaica, where I'm from, all over the world, UK, Europe, everywhere, we have boots on the ground there to make this a reality. And I want to thank you very much, sir, for this powerful presentation. And thank you, Sister
Yes.
Mabel, for inviting me on and to speak. Appreciate it very much. I'm out.
Thank you, Brother Vitel. You are also a gem to us, with all the freeze drying information that you have given us. That's really action forward. Now, anyone else? And
Yes, Brother Victor's hand.
Brother Victor's hand, where is he? Okay, let me make him co-host again. Maybe he can unmute now. Unmute.
Yes,
Yes.
Mabel, thank you once again. Um, Brother Jeffrey, I would like to piggyback on what you said a little earlier about the the revenue value of our data centers. And I'd like to say this, Brother Vitel. Amazon Web Services produced 14% of Amazon's overall revenue, and that was estimated at something like 13.2 billion last year. That is what Amazon Web Services made. Now, we having our own data centers using more up-to-date equipment and spread over a wider area and with a more secure form, we have the potential of taking a huge chunk out of that Amazon Web Service business. Not only do we have the opportunity of taking a huge chunk out of that business, but we will also be recipients of that money. You and I don't know anything about um, data security and keeping documents, but Ash has said that he's going to share that money with us. So that one service alone, I don't know. It just boggles the mind, the amount of income that can be given to individuals like you and me, who I won't even know how to reach out to people to offer them that service. But OnPassive is doing it for us. OnPassive is taking that service to the world and saying, I'm offering you this at a much cheaper rate than you're currently paying. And not only am I taking it to and giving it to you at a much cheaper rate than you are currently paying, but I am also more secure than anything you've ever seen before. And I'm sitting here in London doing absolutely nothing, and I'm getting some of that money. Jeffrey,
Hallelujah.
oh, and that's, I just wanted to um, add that and piggyback on what Jeffrey says, that our data centers, they're going to be, in my opinion, the biggest revenue earner that we have in OnPassive. The data centers alone.
You know, if you keep in
Thank you.
mind, Mr. Mufara talked about that and said, when we jump into the market, we're going to end up scaling up in that business so that we're competing with the top 3 cloud service providers on the planet. And that's wow. And you're right. I don't know a thing about data or I don't know anything about data centers, but yeah, that's impressive.
Ooh,
That's the difference. Wow. Wow.
Mabel, Dr. Derek's hand is up.
Dr. Derek,
Yeah.
where is
Dr. Derek.
Can you unmute?
Peace, blessings, enough, holy, plenty, a lot of love to all our kings and queens and ambassadors here in the house at Singapore, Malaysia webinar. Awesome, awesome webinar. This, oh my goodness, I did not know that King Jeffrey Morlock was such a tech giant. Oh my goodness. Awesome. 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 Thank you very much, King Jeffrey. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. That was just an awesome presentation. Yes, as Queen Mabel said, that you need to put all of that in PowerPoint and or maybe a book. I don't know which one you want to do. But oh my goodness, that has to be documented and archived because that was just simply awesome. Really appreciate it. Really, you see, we started out with a little $97. And I don't even know where we think that can go into a business, because as you are, oh, forgive me, Queen Jeannie, happy birthday. You know,
Thank you.
oh my goodness, you look like you're about 34, really and truly. Nice, nice, looking good. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mabel, and thank you very much, everyone. Really appreciate it. First Lady, Queen Dr. Benny. All
Yeah.
right, wonderful. And of course, King Vitel and, all the kings and queens. But data center, now we're just looking at it oh, yeah, okay, data center.
Oh,
But just to a mid-size, let me give you a mid-size. Or let me put it this way. Let me put it this way. You're looking at least $1,000 a square foot, roughly. $1,000 per square foot to build a data center. Let me say that again. $1,000 per square foot. You understand? And so therefore, a mid-sized data center, which we're talking about maybe 1,000 cabinets or 1,000 racks, um, which each rack have maybe about 10 to 14 servers. We're talking about 12 million US dollars. 12 million US dollars just to build the building. Just the building. Just the building to put all of the stuff in. Just the building, just the structure. We're not talking about the servers yet. And one server costs anywhere from 700,000 for one server to about 12 or 1,500 one server. And we're talking about one rack. One rack is roughly about anywhere from 10 to 14 servers. And we're talking about a mid-size with 1,000 racks. inside that liquor building. So I don't know where you think $97 was. I don't know. I don't know. People mindset, and that is why I focus, King Jeffrey. I focus on the mindset because we need to get the mindset proper because it's not proper. And so, yeah, when we're going to get some money now, when we're really going to start roll, when we, and that is why a lot of people are coming out to webinars because, most people now think that, well, all right, wasting my time wasting coming to webinars because really and truly, I'm not getting any benefit. We have to understand that for this company to move forward, what we have accomplished, and listen, we can't even talk about 5 years, but let me say the 5 years. What we have accomplished in over 5 years, because really and truly, we should only talk about when we launch. Because when we launch was actually 2022, because that's where all companies talk about. Companies don't talk about the development stages before the launch. No company talk about that. The record is always when the company launch. That is when they start to count their existence. And so therefore, we should talk about our existence started in 2022 when we launched to the public during that World Cup football, FIFA World Cup football, November to December. We started November 28th, the 28th of November 2022. So really and truly, we are in our second year. Our second year is not until the 28th of December or 27th of December. I mean, November, sorry. So we are in the first year. We only gone over 1 year. Over 1 year. And where we have reached in over 1 year is out of this world, remarkable by any standard on the planet. The Guinness Book of World Records should record it. Because Apple took 14 years. 14 years. A lot of people didn't know Apple started in 1970, 75 or 76. That's when Apple started. Most of us know Apple in the mid to late 1990s or early 2000 when iPhone came out. That is when most people know about Apple, are aware of Apple.
76, Dr. Derek, you're right.
Let us understand where we are in 1 year plus. Stop talking about 2018. No company on the planet talk about those farmer years to their launching year. No company do that. We are the only one doing that. Oh, we gone over 5 years now and nothing not happening. We don't got no 5 years. Just a little over a year now. That's where we are. But because Ash Mufari with a heart brought us in the inside, in the executive booth, brought us in the executive booth, in the development stages. A privilege that no other company afforded anyone with, apart from the developers and the builders and so on. We were privileged. It's like going to the NBA and getting a ringside seat. Privileged. That is where we are, not were, was That's where we are, and we are still in the privileged seat of ONPASSIVE as founding members. Let us understand the prestige. The prestige. Listen, men and women who know business would pay dearly, millions, to be where you and I are as founding members. And we don't understand that. We really don't. Thank you very much, King Jeffrey. Really appreciate. And let me just add in two more, because we are so poised with ICON. We are so poised with ICON as a partner, having control, which a lot of companies don't have control over domain names. And that is why we are going to be branded with our own domain name, which no other company do. When you become an affiliate with a company, then they'll slap on something at the end of the main name. Like if you're an Amazon affiliate, they just slap on something else at the end. Amazon.com// blah, 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 blah. And then slap it on. That's not weird. You see, we don't start yet, you know. Catmo, as King Vitalis was saying earlier, Catmo haven't started as yet. We need to understand the whole automated system and traffic and targeted traffic and all of artificial intelligence kicking in properly with the automated system and machine learning, and all of that don't start yet. So Catmo has not kicked in into the whole scheme of things as yet. And we're not understanding that. The one thing that is holding up the show is the payment processor. That's it. And we're not understanding how complex that is. Maybe some of you don't know Cash App, but let me just use Cash App. Cash App is a major payment processor in the United States of America. Not even Canada. Just the United States of America. And recently in the UK. Cash App. Two countries. And Cash App has been around since 2013. Cash App has been around from 2013, over a decade. And they are only in two countries. Only two. Only two. And we need a payment processor to be in over 200 countries. And if Cash App in 10 years, over 10 years, they could come up with these two countries with their payment processor. Well, over 10 years. Over 10 years. And all they could come up with is two countries. And we are a little bit over, all right, even if you want to say 5 years. 10 years, over 10 years, 5 years, if you want to say 5 years. But just over 1 year. We have been in business over 1 year. And look at where we are. Look at the accomplishments. Look at the achievements. No other company ever can. Yes, we know we want the money. But let us look at the accomplishments and the achievements in technology that King Jeffrey so eloquently, hit us with. Let us recognize that what ONPASSIVE has accomplished in technology, nobody even scratched the surface in such a quick time. We are in the the presidential box, the VIP box, the whatever prestige box that is in the arena. We are right there. Let us understand that this technology that we have is second to none. I thank you very much again, King Jeffrey. That was, I mean, it was so awesome. Some presentation.
Yes.
The best I've heard. And really, it need to be documented. So my grand and great grand and great great grand can see these awesome achievements and accomplishments that we have journeyed through. I thank you again, King Jeffrey. Really appreciate it. Over to you, Queen Mabel.
Thank you, Dr. Derek. Before I ask Jeffrey to kind of close us, summarize, Jeannie, would you like to say something, birthday girl,
I have
for
something
the
to say
night?
after Sister Ginny, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Mabel.
Yeah,
And
then
thank
Dr.
you,
Derek.
everyone here, all brothers and sisters, my global brothers and sisters. I really love you and I appreciate all of you. And thank you for all your birthday wishes, and I receive them all. Thank you so much. And thank you, Brother Jeffrey, and all who have shared tonight. So I would like to thank everybody. Thank you so much.
Okay. She got kicked out. Okay, Dr. Benny.
Great. I had to say something now. When it comes to
Yes,
Brother
please.
Jeffrey, I have to say something to him. I thank you so much, Queen Mabel, for giving me this opportunity. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my queens and kings around the globe. I want to take this special moment to tell the truth. I want to welcome you guys to this amazing OPassion Singapore, Malaysia, Global. I pray that hopefully next week you guys are going to be back because we need you guys to come back here. Thank you all for coming. Happy birthday, Sister Jenny. I wish you many, 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 many more years to come. I just want you to know that God is with you. I mean, He woke you up this morning, even though it's evening to you guys. But the air that you're breathing every second, you just need to thank Him every second because, hey, a lot of people have left the world, but you are still alive. And do you know, God wants you to enjoy these dollars. That's good. Anyway, uh, I know I have to say something, but before I say it, I want to thank God for bringing all of us together this afternoon or this morning, this evening. It all depends upon your location, right? I want to thank you all. And I want to thank our Father for sending Mr. Ash Mufara. If it wasn't for him, I would not even know who Brother Jeffrey is. Or Dr. Derek, I would not know Queen Mabel, Queen Jenny. How will I know you guys? We thank Mr. Ash Mufara for what he has done and what he will continue to do. And you guys know that he's going to surprise us pretty soon. Mr. Ash Mufara, I wish he can be here to just hear and listen to me. Oh, sorry. Brother Jeffrey, you know you're my brother, right? What I notice about you, you know everything when it comes to technology. You know a lot when it comes to ONPASSIVE. Because again, that you wrote the e-book.
Yes.
You digested it. You did everything. You went and did your research when it comes to data center and everything. I mean, I cannot continue to be preaching when it comes to that your business model. I just found one thing about the business model. One thing that it talks about the new paradigm that OnPassive isn't just another company. It is a catalyst for a change. So OnPassive is going to change the whole world. Uh, because of you, Mr. Jeffrey Morlock, you have conquered everything. That's the way I look at it. I would say extraordinary presentation. And we pray that next time you'll come back again with more and more knowledge, because we want to learn more from you and from Dr. Derek and the rest. Thank you, Queen. I want to thank all our queens and kings around the globe. I want to thank you guys for coming here, and I want you guys to continue to come. Brother Jeffrey, you are the best. The knowledge that you have instilled into us, I hope you guys have listened. And I just want to say thank you, Papa.
Yes. Jeannie, we want to continue. You got knocked out just now.
I was told to shut up by the internet. Yeah. So okay, I think that was the end of my sentence, and then I got knocked out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you very much, and may God bless every one of us here.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jeffrey, would you like to help us close the night? Jeffrey, thank you.
Sure. Yeah, this has been great, wonderful. I've loved every minute of it. Thank you so very, very much. I certainly appreciate that you invited me here and that I was able to. You know, it seems like we've lighted on or landed on or focused in on AI with heart, and that's so appropriate for ONPASSIVE. You know, by incorporating AI with heart into its philosophy, ONPASSIVE is demonstrating to us, the members and the world, right, a commitment to using technology as a force for good by creating innovative solutions that not only drive progress, but prioritize human well-being for the greater good. I would recommend each and every one of us to embrace the change and the challenge of this as we go forward. Because you know what? Mr. Mufara said it best when he said that we win bigger together. He also said that we are getting ready to be in the best shape of our lives. And I certainly agree with that. And I just hope that you guys have an awesome ONPASSIVE day. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, everyone who have shared and spoken and empowered us. And we'll see you next Thursday. And Patricia Tava will be our speaker next week. And she's going to have a heart-to-heart talk with us too about ONPASSIVE, how it has touched and changed her. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, and happy birthday again to Jeannie. Good night.
Good day, everyone.
Good
Thanks
day.
for a wonderful seminar or webinar. I beg your pardon. There you go.
Good night.
Thanks.
Good night. Good night. Love you all.
Good night, Dr. Benny.
Yeah, good night.